Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 32 of Forgecraft2. Today, I'm all by myself. That's the way it goes some days on Forgecraft. TLO's having some issues with his computer, I think, but not to worry, we should get that sorted out pretty soon, I'm thinking. Rorax joined up though, yay! Maybe I'll go on TeamSpeak and join Rorax real quick. That would be cool. If she happens to join us. Let's see what happens.
Connected.
Let's see if we're actually
Channel
around.
switched.
Today... Hey, where did you go? Turn that off for a sec. See if I can get my capacitor. There he is. Nice. I would like to finish setting this thing up. Pretty much my plan.
User joined your channel.
Hey Rorax.
Well, you're in the sociable room.
I am. I'm a social person.
How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good.
Did some deep resonance last episode, and now I'm hooking up the power for it to make it more automated than just it's here.
Yeah. So you're going to be working on like automating the crystals and stuff?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind automating the crystals completely at some point, but for now I need to automate like turning on and off the reactor when there's enough power in the capacitor bank and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I get you.
That's the current thing that we need to do. So this guy's got its own little internal buffer. I'm working within the confines of the building that T-Love made, which is a very small building for a power plant.
That's the one close to the prison, yeah?
Yeah. So that, I'm also going to want a power monitor. I'm going to need a machine chassis. And I'm going to need you.
You might have to ask him for an extension.
Yeah, well, we put some in the basement, which actually worked out pretty well. I have to go to the nether, too, because we are, like, devastatingly low on quartz. I used up the last of it last episode.
Yeah, that keeps happening, and I've been ruminating on a way to somehow maybe automate something.
Yeah, I mean, I might want to... What I might want to try and do is build, like, an RF tools dimension that has quartz in it somewhere. And then use that for a mining station. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be back in a second, guys, after I mine up some quartz here. Alright, guys, we're back. So I've got my power monitor down here. So emit signal when storage less than, let's say, let's make this 50 to 25. Right, so is it less than 50? It pretty much is. Right? Yes. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, okay, so this should be, we should probably make this like 75 and this 50. Oh, we also want to turn on this. So this should now be emitting a redstone signal. And it is. Beautiful. And then when this gets to 75% full... Yeah, the first crystal I made, Rorax, 9,833 RF per tick.
That's one of my endogenic setups.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all. Because I think you're more compact than an endogenic setup by quite a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a bit more compact, but there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of work that goes into making that crystal, and then it's going to burn out, and I'm going to need to make another one. So
but it's likely to be better by then, right?
Hopefully. There we go. It just shut itself off. Perfect. So that's what I would want to see. Now, I am getting some radiation going on. And we're going to have to manage that a bit. Let's get some obsidian. Have you played with Deep Resonance at all?
Superficially. I know a
Cool.
lot of it from looking at other people's buildings of it.
Right.
Like, I know the basic setup by now. I
Cool.
just have not implemented it myself.
Right. So I would like to have some kind of... What's the radiation looking like here? Yeah, this radiation's a little bit higher than I would really like to see.
Oh, you've got a dirty crystal.
It's not perfect, that's for sure. It's absolutely not perfect, but I'll get it there.
Diet always does.
I aim to not pollute the environment. Also, you know, I'm not Soren, so I didn't have, like, a Tome of Alcrestry or whatever making me infinite amounts of diamonds,
Yes.
which you can use to purify them.
Yep.
So that
Or I
should be
think
cool.
the more appropriate thing is you didn't have a Tome Alchemy to abuse a jukebox.
Right. Right. So then we'll probably want more facades. Workshop? So let's get some facades over here. Get about 13 of them. I am quite enjoying the speed up wand though, that speeds up ticks.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm abusing just a little bit. And what I've learned is that, like, they stack with each other. Like,
Yeah, and...
wand casts.
Oh, really? You can just cast and then cast again?
Yes. And the two casts will stack with each other.
That is quite silly.
Yes. That may be something that... And it's for both wands. So, like, both the one from Roots and the one from the other one.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you actually have, like, that druidic energy stuff, there doesn't seem to be as much of a trade-off anymore.
So we'll get the facades in here. And I'm going to configure this so that output's only to that side. So that should be cool. So now what I'd like to do, so as far as I understand it, and I don't really know how T-Love made this work the way it works, but so so basically if I were to say not to output unless you're receiving a redstone signal, then this thing would stop outputting, which would mean that everything from our base would hopefully be running off of this. And that makes sense, 911 RF per tick. That's about what our base is using on a regular basis. Cool. All right, guys, we're back. So this is a pretty good setup, I think. So that's perfect there. Now I'm debating if I want to move my liquid crystal production line down here. That might be cool. And try and make it look really good and hide everything behind the walls. And surprise Mr. T-Love when he gets back. So, I mean, this is all that I need to move. It doesn't seem that unruly to manage. I could probably do this. Alright, let me pick everything up, assuming that I have the inventory space for it, and we'll go downstairs and try and arrange things nicely. Alright guys, we're back. So, this here, And then we're going to have fluid conduit here. I'm going to try and build this completely inside the wall. And it's going to be relatively similar to what we set up. So liquid monitor, wondering how much this will maintain. Tank, 45%, perfect. You are going to be configured so that this side is extract and this side is insert. And then redstone conduits go here. So that should be cool. So that 75% should be good. Followed by the smelter, which is going to need RF, and then the tank above, which is doubled, right? And then we're going to have... So is this not good enough? All right, so let's try this. Move it over one, we'll do smelter, and then tank, and then we're going to want a double tank with that between. And long story short, we're going to want the valve and we're going to want the purifier. This, and a tank here, right? So that this gets pumped over to here, the purifier purifies it, sends it back into the tank, and then the valve is configured 6,000 millibuckets max in the bottom tank. Cool. Redstone signal ignored. That should be good. So the only thing is that I'm going to make it so that any amount can pump into here, because it really doesn't matter if we like overflow this tank or this one. It will only ever put 6,000 max in here. So I will make this extract always active and this insert. Okay, so that it always pumps straight across. Cool. And I will probably facade these guys up in a bit. But for now, that looks pretty good, right? And then I can facade these guys and this one, and that should work. Cool. So then what we need is to get this guy somewhere to get lasered and crystallized. All right, guys, I decided to swap this around. So it's pretty much the exact same setup I had a second ago, just reversed. So then we're going to configure this so that that is south is on extract always, and north is on insert. So that will be blue, and that will be orange, and that should be blue, and that should be cool. So then back here, this is where we're going to set up the lasering. And then we'll also set it up to feed back into that. So basically, we will have one here, and that is south. So we'll say south is extract on redstone signal, west is insert, right? And we will insert, let's say 6,000, okay? And the valve, I might want redstone mode on, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. So basically, that'll pump into here under a certain redstone condition. And then we will also want to feed up and into here. So we will say extract out the top when you're receiving a redstone signal, and you insert into here. So you will be blue, you will be orange, you will be orange, and you will be blue. Cool. Then there's one other that we're going to pump out of here. So basically, we will pump from this tank once it's been purified to get lasered. The laser might pump it out and put it back to be repurified, or we might want to pump it out somewhere to get crystallized. And that might be here. Does this work? So if I did a tank here and a crystallizer here, this should be cool, right? So we'll insert, make you blue. Make that orange. Extract when receiving a redstone signal. Cool. And that should actually work out pretty well. And then we can, so this can't have a block here, but we can facade the back. That should be fine. We'll have a lever to activate the infusing laser. This guy will just take whatever liquid is in here and go. So that should be cool. I like that. And then we can have a couple levers going on here. So there's probably going to want to have 3 levers. So we'll want... Does this need to be an on-off switch? So I'm thinking this, we should only do 6,000 at a time. And if I'm smart enough to do 6,000 at a time, I really don't need an on-off switch here, and I really don't need an on-off switch here. So this can extract always active, and this can extract always active, right? So we'll put 30 crystal ore in. It'll turn into 6,000. It'll automatically go into here. It'll automatically purify. It'll automatically filter down. It'll only allow 6,000 in. It will automatically go into the lasering chamber ready to go, right? So the only thing we have to manually control is whether we want to re-purify it or if we want to pump it over to here to get crystallized. Fair? Okay, so with that in mind, I will put these guys on. And you will be a color of green, will be the re-purifying color. And you will be a color of red, which will be the turn it into a crystal color. Okay. And then we will say facade, this and this. We will have levers. So the right side, we'll put it back into the purifier, and that will be green, right? So we'll configure this to be green. This will be configured to be red, and that will put it into that thing. Cool. That should be groovy. And I might even want to have a sign, and I should also have, next to the purifier, we want to have the chest, don't we? I wonder if I can open up the chest with a facade on top. I can't. I hate that. So we'll have to consider how that's going to work. Will it work underneath the purifier? That might be nice. So you know what I could get is a storage drawer here. That might look good too, right? So if I got a storage drawer, probably have to go make one. Just the upgrade exists. Nope. All right, we'll get a storage drawer there. But that could go underneath and that would look good, right? The other thing I might want is a sign. And we will say this is purify, and this is crystallize. Cool. All right. So let's pop back up to the workshop. I'm going to want to make a storage drawer. Put this away. And while I'm here, let's get 30 resonating ore. And we can test this whole process and see how it works out for us, right? And I can speed things up courtesy of my awesome staff. All right, and I'm probably going to want more filter material because I think I used more than a stack last time. That should be cool. While I'm here, I should consider making another storage drawer. That should be good. Cool. So this one will go here to collect the spent material. And then, let's see, facades can be here and here. So this looks really good, doesn't it? I think it looks pretty darn good. T-Love better be proud of me. I'm working hard to make this look nice. I want him to come back and be like, Dyer, what? That's what he's gonna say. Crystallize, purify, sweet. Okay, that should be good. And then I wanted one more for excess filter material. So that should be good, right? And then that's just there for that. And this should dump into the bottom, but we'll test that. So to test everything, oh, you know what else I need is power. I forgot all about power. So what blocks need power? The smelter needs power and the crystallizer needs power. So let's get that going. So we do have this thing here, which is running top tier conduits. So this needs power, and we'll just run this straight down. Yes, that'll look good. Need to make a few more of these. Back in a minute. Okay, back. Made a little bit more conduit. And then the only other thing we need is to get it over here. And that should do. Rorax, I'm rather proud of my room here.
Should I come and take a look?
You may. You absolutely may. We'll get Rorax's opinion. All right, Rorax, what do you think?
I think it's nice and tidy, and I think T-Love will be very proud of you.
Excellent. Mission accomplished. That's what I
Look
wanted
at
to
you
hear.
go.
Yeah. So I'm going to try it out. So I'm going to throw 30 resonating ore in here. And that should automatically dump from the tank that's above the smelter into the tank over here on the left. And it should also start purifying. And I'm going to speed that up with my staff. So that is working. And we can see the purity increasing in the tank on the left.
Ooh.
And it is not dumping out the way I would want it to. So let me do this.
Is the purity meant to fluctuate like that?
What's that? Yeah. So what happens is, like, it takes the overall purity of the liquid, like, combined. So, like, as I'm more impure liquid is going in there, and it's, like, balancing it out.
I see.
So the purifier underneath is purifying it using that filter material, but at the same time, I'm smelting more ore and putting it in there. So, like, the total purity is going down as more impure liquid is going in. Once the amount hits 6,000, which will be the limit, it should stop going down, and then we'll only see purity go up.
So are the red filters the used ones?
Correct.
And can you recycle them?
No, but you can use them to make that red obsidian stuff in there, which is a better protector. So the radiation that kicks on when this thing runs is pretty nasty. And the red obsidian is a better protector of that.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So this should be done now. So 6,000 amount. And then we will speed up the purifier. 1, 2, 3. That should do. And yeah, see how fast the purity's going now?
Wow.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I'm also watching the filters go down too.
Yeah. Pretty nice. So 85% purity is the best this machine can handle, the purifier.
Okay.
And then the valve on the left is configured to transfer the liquid from the top to the bottom once the purity hits 85%.
And is that when the laser takes over?
Correct. So what we should see is it should automatically dump into the tank on the bottom and then instantly transfer to the tank to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, my reactor's running.
It is.
Yep, so now the amount's going down and it's instantly going into the tank on the left. Perfect. So that's pretty well automated. So you might notice if you get close to the glass here, you might get a hunger effect. Depends how long the
Oh, I
reactor
certainly
runs.
do.
Yeah. Radiation isn't terrible right now. Here, you can check it out with that. And it'll naturally dissipate, but yeah, I'm gonna want to manage
So
that
it's
a little better.
275 pretty low, is it?
Yeah, yeah. It can get really high, and if it gets too high, it starts like giving more negative effects, like wither and dizziness and blindness and stuff. And then eventually, you get to a point where it starts turning the grass into like this nasty radioactive grass stuff. It's terrible. Hunger is like the least bad of effects. So that actually worked out pretty well. I'm going to test my purify lever here, I think. Let's see, this should pipe it back up.
Uh-oh.
That is export. It should work. Green. Active with redstone. Alright, I think I figured out my problem. Signal color green.
Yep. Do you see my sign?
Oh, aha. Yes, I do now. So I turn that off, and that's cool. Okay, good. Alright, so that is ready to be lasered for the next crystal that we're going to make, which I'll probably wait until this thing burns out. So it's currently at 95% power, so it hasn't used up much of its power capacity. Yeah, the radiation inside this room racks is in the 15,000 range.
Whoa.
And it's been dissipating this whole time since it turned on last.
Right, so it was much bigger when it was on.
Yeah. Definitely not something that you want to turn on around your base if you want it to look nice. But I will probably purify that version a little bit better. I think my next goal will be to do some automated mining. Like we did some with blood magic, but I'd like to do more. I'm thinking using RF tools. What have you been using for auto mining?
RF tools.
Yeah. Their core is pretty good, isn't it?
It is fancy and very easy to use.
Yeah, it definitely is nice. And then in addition to that, I don't know, we'll see. There's probably some other things to work on. Let's come back in a sec. All right, guys, so I'm going to say that that is a good wrapping up point for the episode. So we'll come back next time. Basically, this thing's working beautifully. I might want to configure this to active with signal on output so that it doesn't output power. And this thing should then be decreasing. Oh, you're empty. Oh, where's all our power going?
No question. Is Soren stealing it again?
We have no fuel. There's part of the problem. We have no fuel because we have no redstone. That makes little to no sense. I mean, I turned this off earlier, but it shouldn't have burned through it that fast.
Maybe that's Soren too. Totem of Alka history runs off redstone.
True. I mean, we have large amounts of it. Interesting, to say the least. Well, I'll figure it out. But for now, we'll wrap up and then come back next time and have a little bit more crazy time fun with everything to do with power gen and all that. So for now, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.